Hi, welcome back to my channel. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to create a beautiful and durable mosaic table for outdoor use using Mexican tiles. This step-by-step guide will walk you through the entire process from preparing the materials to assembling the final piece. Whether you are a beginner or an experienced mosaic artist, this project is a great way to add personalized touch to your outdoor space. Let's get started. Step 1. Sealing the tesserae. Even though the tiles listed in the description specify they are made for outdoor use, it's always good to test them first. To check if the tiles are suitable for outdoor use, place a drop of water on the back of a tile and observe if it gets absorbed. If the water is absorbed quickly, the tiles are not ideal for outdoor use. However, if the water remains on the surface without soaking in, they are suitable for outdoor conditions. These Mexican broken tiles were given to me, and after performing tests, I discovered they need to be sealed before outdoor durability. If you purchase the tiles from the link in the description, they might already be suitable for outdoor use. However, if they absorb water, follow these sealing steps. Turn the tiles upside down and apply a coat of sealer to the back of each tile. This process takes only a few minutes. Allow the first coat to dry completely before applying a second coat. Once dry, repeat the water test. If the water is still absorbed, apply a third coat. Once the tiles effectively repel water, they are ready to use. Step 2. Cutting the substrate. The substrate for this project will be a Go4 backer, which can be obtained at Lowe's. This type of backer board is designed to be waterproof, ultra lightweight, and easy to handle, cut, and install. To begin, I trace the diameter of the table using the actual table as a guide. This ensures an accurate fit for the mosaic surface. Next, I detach the section of the board that needs cutting. This makes it easier to work with when using a jigsaw to cut the circular shape. When cutting, I stay just inside the marked line to keep the size precise. It doesn't have to be a perfect circle since thin set and tiles will be applied on the top. I've also experimented with cutting the board using a utility knife, but this method requires multiple passes before the board detaches. A utility knife works best for the straight cuts rather than curves or circles. When using a jigsaw, always be cautious. I make sure to cut away from myself and place a piece of wood beneath the board to prevent damaging my work surface. This also helps to stop the blade from cutting beyond where my hands are holding the board. Step 3. Cutting the Mexican tiles into smaller pieces. For this design, I decided to have a centerpiece and arrange the rest of the broken tiles around it. The first step was to mark a circle on one of the whole tiles to create the centerpiece. To shape the centerpiece, I use wheel nippers to gradually trim the tile into a circular shape. Nipping away small sections at a time helps maintain control and get a cleaner cut. Once the centerpiece was done, I started cutting the remaining tesserae into squares and random shapes. If this is your first time using tile nippers, place them at the edge of each tile piece and apply gentle pressure. The tiles should split easily, but be cautious. Some tiles chip unpredictably, and we want to keep the top decorative surface intact. Avoid using pieces that chip too much. These Mexican tiles don't always break evenly. You can leave them as they are for a more organic look or smooth out sharp edges using a block file or a grinder, depending on your preference. Step 4. Gluing the backer to the tabletop. To secure the go board backer to the metal tabletop, I use an outdoor-grade silicone adhesive. This ensures a strong bond that can withstand outdoor conditions. Once the backer board is glued in place, I press it down firmly and allow it to set accordingly to the manufacturer's instructions. Step 5. Preparing the thin-set mortar. Thin-set mortar will be used to glue the tesserae to the backer board. It's best to prepare small amounts at a time to prevent it from drying out before all the tiles are placed. I start by adding about 5 spoonfuls of thin-set powder to a mixing bowl. Then I slowly add water, stirring continuously until the mixture reaches a peanut butter-like consistency. Once mixed, I let the thin set rest for about 10 minutes. This process, called slaking, allows the chemicals to activate and improves the adhesive's effectiveness, and it's important not to skip this step. After slaking, I locate the center of the table and apply a layer of thin set to the back of the centerpiece tile before placing it. Just a quick reminder, you will find all the materials used in this project listed in the description below. I want to take the opportunity to thank you for the kind comments, likes, and subscriptions. If you find the tutorial helpful and would like to support my work, you can also visit my Buy Me a Coffee page listed here below as well. Your support helps me continue creating more DIY mosaic projects. Thank you so much. Now let's get back to the project. Next, I continue adding tiles one by one, working outward from the center. Before finishing the design, I place the outer edge tiles first. This ensures I leave enough space for them as I'm using a different color for the border. Once the edge tiles are positioned, I fill in remaining gaps with the rest of the tesserae, completing the mosaic layout. Step 6. Grouting the piece. After 24 hours, once the thin set has fully dried, I prepare the grout. Similar to the thin set preparation, I add grout powder to a mixing bowl and gradually mix in water until I achieve a peanut butter-like consistency. For this project, I'm adding a green colorant to the grout to match the table's color scheme. However, this type of colorants tend to be subtle, so I'm unsure how strong the color will appear. Another option for coloring grout is using acrylic paint or oxide powder if you want a more intense shade. After mixing, I let the grout rest for a few minutes before applying it. I spread the grout over the tiles, ensuring all the gaps between them are filled. After letting it sit for about 10 minutes, I begin removing the excess with the spatula and a paper towel to polish the tiles and remove any remaining residue. Before discarding the leftover grout, I check for any gaps I might have missed and fill them in as needed. Once I'm satisfied with the grout coverage, I continue polishing the tiles with a clean cloth. The grout should be left to dry for at least 24 hours before proceeding to the final steps. Step 7. Assembling the table. While the grout is drying, I assemble the rest of the table following the manufacturer's instructions. The assembly is simple. It should only take about 5 minutes. A great feature of this table is that the mosaic top is removable, so it can also be used as a tray or trivet if desired. Step 8. Sealing the finished mosaic. Once the grout has completely dried, I apply a couple of coats of sealer to protect the surface. I apply the first coat of sealer and let it sit for a minute or two before wiping it off with a clean cloth. And that's it! The mosaic table is now complete and ready for outdoor use. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and found it helpful. If you decide to make your own mosaic table, I would love to see your creation. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more DIY mosaic projects. Thanks for watching and happy crafting!